So we're here to talk about 6 common first-time home buyer mistakes. Now, these are the most common. There are obviously more that could be made, but I wanted to focus on these few. So number 1 is not getting pre-approved before you go out and find a home. Now, I know you may have great credit and you make a lot of money. However, that doesn't automatically mean you qualify for a home loan. So if you're not planning to pay cash for a property, make sure that you get with whomever you're going to borrow that money from in order to find out exactly how much you're pre-approved for. So mistake number 1 is not taking that step first and finding out how much you're pre-approved for. Mistake number 2, assuming that you need to put 20% down to buy a home. Now, there are mortgages that allow for far less down, especially for first-time home buyers. There's not just FHA mortgages, which, by the way, does not stand for first-time home buyer. It's Federal Housing Administration, and it's available to anyone, not just first-time home buyers. You just have to buy a home as a primary residence. But to get back to first-time home buyer programs, you can put as little as 3% down using a conventional mortgage. And as a matter of fact, I'd say the most common down payment used here in South Florida, at least in our office, would be 5% down. So mistake number 2 is waiting till you have 20% to put down before buying a home, because you can buy it with far less than that. Mistake number 3, underestimating the expenses that come along with buying a home. Now, I'm not talking about the expenses you're going to incur once you own that home. I'm talking about the money that you need to buy the home. Obviously, you know you need a down payment, or I think you should probably know you need a down payment unless you're a veteran and qualify for no money down. However, you have your down payment, but what other expenses come along with the purchase? Well, you're going to need to have a property appraisal done. You're more than likely going to want a home inspection done. And on top of those things, you have all the settlement costs that come along with buying a home in Florida. Now, just to give you an idea of what that might be, on a $300,000 property, assuming you're putting 5% down, you might need another $10,000 to $12,000 in settlement costs on top of your down payment. So, common mistake number 3, not planning for all the expenses that come along with buying the home outside of the down payment. Now, number 4, keeping your credit in line. Now, it's important to have great credit or the best possible credit when you get pre-approved for your mortgage, but you don't want to fall off all of a sudden once you've gotten pre-approved. You want to keep your credit in line, because most lenders will need to update your credit if more than 4 months pass between the time you're pre-approved and you actually find a home. And a lot of lenders will also do a soft check during the process once you're under contract to make sure you've been paying your bills on time. So, mistake number 4 is falling delinquent or maxing out your credit cards while in the mortgage and home buying process. Mistake number 5, once you buy that home and you close on it, did you buy too much home? So a lot of people actually can qualify for more than they're comfortable paying each month. So it's not just important to know what you qualify for, it's more important to know what you're comfortable paying. And this relates back to some of the other videos we've done on the benchmark payment. Benchmark payment also talks about what you're comfortable with every single month. You may qualify to buy a $400,000 property using your gross income, meaning your income before any tax deductions. However, you're not bringing all that money home. So you might not be comfortable with the payment that comes along with that $400,000 property based on your income after taxes. You might want to be in the $300,000 range. However, buying too much home is a common mistake that first-time home buyers make. So don't let you be one of them. And common mistake number 6, not having representation. A lot of buyers don't realize that having a buyer's agent, which is the realtor who actually represents the buyer on a transaction, doesn't cost you any money. It's one of the few times that you can work with a professional and not get charged directly for their service. So why wouldn't you use a buyer's agent to represent you? They've done this dozens, if not hundreds of times. If you're a first-time home buyer, you've never done it before, so you need a professional on your side. And I highly recommend trying to find an agent who fits you best. You don't have to work with the first agent that you find. There are plenty of agents here in South Florida that would do a great job, and you might not jive with all of them. So find the agent that works well with you and specializes in the area in which you're looking to buy a home. So these are the 6 most common mistakes that first-time home buyers make when looking to get qualified and purchase a home. And hopefully watching this video will help you avoid making any of these.